Boom. No, here we go. So, Phoenix, Facebook.com/Phoenix Suns blog. Of course, Twitter/Periscope is just Valley of the Suns. And then now YouTube is Valley of the Suns. So, we are now live. We are everywhere. I suppose that I'm up here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I'm up. All right, so, yeah, I kind of made fun of Bender last year, and it's entirely not his fault. On NBA 2K17, his body, if you guys play this, and we talk about, the 2K games all the time. I play them regularly. I will have 2K18 on the 19th, the day that it releases for sure. It was horrible. It was a bad build. He looked like a string bean. It's just a really long string bean in his, giant head. It was the funniest looking thing. So he definitely needs to eat a hamburger. He needs to have what I had for dinner tonight, and that was, I'm going to, it was a huge hit. No, I did not, but I will be playing Park this year for sure. Please, if you guys could, favorite, like, retweet, and, what have you. All the social media trademarks of sharing. So, yeah, he needs to have what I had for dinner tonight. I had a Filiberto's bean burrito and rolled tacos. Unbelievable. I won't have to eat for 24 hours. Oh, yeah, invite followers. PS4. No, so I play 2K on the Xbox One. I've always play sports games on the Xbox One. I play other stuff on the PS4. Yeah, sorry, man. Get up, I have both. I don't know. So anyway, so Bender, statistically in his last game, 2 points, 1 board. Now, I have heard that A has looked really good on defense over there. I might as well call him the ball, but he seriously looked like one. That 2, he has been stuffed in a corner the same as he is in Earl Watson's offense. It's just, hey, dude, go run to the corner, stand there. And if the ball comes around, take a shot. But otherwise, as soon as somebody else takes a shot, then just go back down and play defense. It is the most obnoxious and annoying thing in the world. And it's a complete detriment to him in his skills-wise. And it definitely hurts the Suns because you want to see this kind of movement. Okay. So, I truly believe that his game is that of Kristaps Porzingis. Now, is he as good as Kristaps? No. Will he be? Who knows? He's still too young to be able to judge. Obviously, and a lot of people have said that he could be a LaVar Odom-esque kind of player, and that would be insane if he could average 17 to 19 points a game, 7-8 boards, and 4-5 assists. I mean, that's a complete, and still play really good defense, a la LaVar Odom. Then that would be really good. He still looks uncomfortable, but you know what? I truly believe that the problem that he has is, as much as the Suns coaching staff claims that, hold on, let me defend this. As much as the coaching staff claims, especially Earl Watson, to be like, all love and all hugs and kisses and sunshine, they're literally sneezing glitter. It's supposedly so just beautiful over there right now. I don't see it on the court with Dragan Bender. I still feel like we're talking about Bender. I still feel like he does not have confidence, and I think what the Suns need to do is literally just till the end of his rookie contract, and then probably longer. Well, on 2K18 they're that close because it's pretty easy to fast forward there, but yeah, exactly. But I don't feel like they're showing him any confidence. They need to just say, hey, 4 or 5 plays a game, you're going to get the inbounds pass, and you just run down the court like a freaking freight train and just go to the hoop. And so that video that was tweeted, I want to give the guy credit. It's like the Phoenix Suns cutting floor or something like that. Film room. Suns film room. The clip they showed that was from this last Croatian game, or Eurobasket game, is he basically did that. He got the inbound pass. He slowly trudged down court, got to inside the distance of the free throw line and the hoop, although he was on the left side of the key. And then either he lost the dribble, he hesitated because he didn't know if he should go up. He did have a defender on his inside, or he, wasn't sure if he'd passed it. Something happened, and all of a sudden he got himself caught at the baseline. And from there, he caught himself, he set himself, and then he passed the ball out to a man to his original left out at the corner of the 3. It was awkward. It was slow-moving, and, had that been a legit NBA defender, Bender would have never made it past half court. I mean, they would have pressed him so hard, but they let him down. The thing about it is, though, is you can easily find videos of Porzingis. He does the same thing. He plays with a little bit more speed, and the thing is, though, is that their size makes their speed deceiving. They are so tall. I mean, they're both pushing 7 feet tall, they're not going to need, they do not have the quick feet that you would have from a smaller guard. You know, you see a smaller guard like Tyler Eulis, it looks like he's moving 100 miles an hour, but it's deceptive because he has to take an extra steps, maybe even 2, depending on, you know, on the height. And so the way I look at it, and this isn't honest to goodness, we're going to talk physics here for a moment. The dude for the Nuggets also, oh yeah, did Bender play big minutes before they made? No, and that's number 2. That is point number 2. I'll get to that in a moment. And there's a reason for that, which is why, you know, even right now with Eurobasket, it's detrimental to him. It's really not an indication of what he can do. And I'll explain in a second. So this is physics. The reason why a jumbo jet or a 747 appears to be going slower in the sky than a 727 passenger jet is simply it takes longer for it to travel from the tip of its tail to the tip of its nose. It literally takes longer to get the distance because it's longer. Smaller planes seem to be going faster in the sky because they're able to pass themselves their length quickly. So Bender and a guy like Porzingis, you know, these taller point potential forwards, they seem to be going a lot slower than they are simply because of their strides. They could easily be going at a relative rate to a point guard, but because of their length, it takes them longer. You know, in appearances. Now, if he can dribble with confidence, if he can keep, is it relativity? I don't know if it's relativity. I was going to say physics, but yeah, it's one of those. It's geometry, something. I teach history, so I don't teach math. But he is a beast. Porzingis, it's difficult to compare Dragan to Porzingis. I do, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, they're both tall, white European guys. It's, you know, I could compare them to Arvydas Sabonis, but they're definitely different bodies. It's easy to say that their games could be similar to LaVar Odom, but I still see Bender as being more of a Porzingis type player. But my point though is that if he can just develop the confidence where he knows I can get up the court and not lose the ball, then what Porzingis does is he attacks the basket and he will get some hard dunks, and if nothing else, he'll get fouled and throw up a layup, and some of they go in. You can look up, you know, you can look up highlight reels of Porzingis for the past 2 years. He goes to the basket a lot. Dragan needs to do that, and why that'll help his game even more is A, it'll give him the confidence that he can get from end line to end line with the ball, and B, it'll give him the confidence that he can dunk or at least get over other taller guys, especially when you're moving. It's just a lot harder for a defender to be able to time a jump and so forth, you know, as you are. I mean, it's the same as in football when you've got a cornerback versus a wide receiver. The wide receiver always has the advantage simply because the wide receiver knows what he's doing next, whereas the defender has to guess, the corner has to guess. It's the same thing in the NBA. The defensive center has to guess what Bender's going to do and has to anticipate. And so if you're able to make a quick jump, which Bender should be able to, especially when he's confident, then he'll be able to dunk the ball with authority and or at least get up and that kind of thing too. Oh yeah, he's 19. I mean, that's the other thing. And he will be 19 when the season starts. His birthday's in mid-November. So he'll actually be 19 for a full month of the regular season. But, so, I mean, once he does that, and a defender is forced to respect the dunk, or at least forced to respect the drive, then that will suck in a secondary defender. It's going to be a natural occurrence, especially. He might not be, but the thing, though, is that he is still tall and he can still dunk. You know, he just has to be able to use his body to its natural ability. He needs to max it. And definitely you can increase vert, and especially with being that he's so young. I used to be able to dunk on a 10-foot hoop. I'm 6'3". I used to be able to dunk. I was never anything flashy. I could, you know, take 2 or 3 steps and then get the ball over the hoop. Well, that was early college. Then for a few years after college, I got into other things and really backed away from playing sports, and I lost a lot of my vert. I then, with one of my cousins who's a workoutaholic, and I'm wondering if he was watching right now too, he and I started working out for an entire summer and just worked. And I was able to get myself back up to that point. So, you know, I do believe that if Bender works on it, he can get that. Now, does he have the exact same physical ability as Porzingis, than the innate athleticism that Porzingis has? No, but he can develop, or at least we hope, we pray that he can develop that kind of a natural physical ability. And in which case, again, he'll be able to attack the hoop. It'll suck in a wing defender, and then boom, when he knows in any particular moment I can't get up there, he'll know that there's a defender in the corner waiting, and that's when he can dish out. And now you've got a guard for the first time in this offense, finally with the ability to take a wide open three, which just does not seem to happen unless there's just a complete breakdown on defense. I mean, the Suns defenders never seem to give the Suns credit on offense, and that's the team's fault. That's not, that in my opinion, it's just the offense. It's just so poor overall. No, I mean, that's just my opinion. So it'll take time, and in all truthfulness, it literally could take another 4 years. We could literally be looking at the age of 23 before it finally starts to get built, develop into that body. Hopefully it takes a year. Hopefully by the end of the 2017-2018 season, I know it's too much, but we're all human beings. That's all I'm saying. So, you just never know. Hopefully it does take a year. Hopefully with good coaching, we can reach a point, we as in he, as in they, as in them, and, they can figure this out. But right now, I'm just, I'm waiting for that development. Do you think we need to sign shooting guard with injuries or just Derek Jones play? Let me get to point number 2, and I will make this one super, super short, and then I will answer that. So, firstly, yeah. Well, no, I'm not thinking I need a rush, but, hey, heads up. I've got an opinion piece I'm going to be releasing tomorrow, and is already scheduled to release at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So just be aware. When it comes to this whole development and coaching and stuff, this is just an opinion piece. I want to know what you guys think. Be aware it releases on the blog, then on Twitter, and on Facebook at 6 a.m. Why don't we draft an 18-year-old out of good? This is why you don't draft an 18-year-old out of good. Oh, okay, yeah. Suns 8 seed by when? So likes, retweet, share, show me the love. I love you. Peter Chuck 20, yeah. Oh, don't worry. It's only been a week. I haven't forgotten, but I will. We'll be continuing hopefully 2-3. Yes. So point number 2, very briefly, is that, why is it that it potentially looks Bender, that is, looks so poor in Eurobasket, is because, again, over there, they play through the veterans hard. They play their veterans the most, and they don't develop youth. That is kind of the knock on European basketball, is they don't develop youth. They let the youth develop on the bench, and then eventually, if they're good enough, or not good enough, I suppose, move to the NBA, but if they're good enough to stay, then as the older guys retire, then they make space. So that's also another issue for Bender, is that he is not a primary player. Hopefully it's not because of skill. Hopefully it is just because of the tradition in European basketball that they play the older guys, the veterans, more, and they let the younger guys just develop. They ruminate for a long time. So hopefully that's the case for Bender. All right, so should the Suns go after a shooting guard? In my humble opinion, no. First, I don't really think there's anybody out there worth getting. If they want to go after, Tony Allen, that's fine. I really don't want to see him on the court unless there's an injury. You guys are killing me with the repeating of the contending tweet or thing here. I would love to bring Barbosa back, honestly, because it'd be entirely seamless. Although I feel like if they were going to, it would have been done already. And it would be a little awkward, although nobody, at least in fandom would care. But it would be a little awkward if you say, okay, bye-bye Barbosa for the last time, and then a month later go, hey, sorry, we need you back. It's just a little odd, but I would love Don Kick. I can talk about that too, hence why Bender looks like deer in the headlights. Yeah, well, that's just the other thing. Just say it was a joke, man. Just say it was a joke. Remind me. Barbosa back for... Yeah, it would be the 4th time. So, Barbosa I think would be great. I don't think they're going to do it. Tony Allen would be fine. I don't want to see him on the court, though, because what I want to hear is that, like, T.J. Warren, they... want, excuse me, not T.J. Warren, like P.J. Tucker, they want Tony Allen to be defending Booker in practice and just give Book hard practices, just get him used to. Porter would be cool. There's a lot of good names, Ayton and so forth. You never know. I'm going to reserve judgment until after the season, the college basketball season. But we do, but it's just so hard to judge. So, if they're going to bring in Tony Allen, if they're going to bring in Barbosa, he's just going to sit there for the most part. I mean, he'll get some minutes, but it won't be too extensive. If they bring in Tony Allen, I really don't want to see him play. I want to just hear about him in practice. I am actually fine with just going with Derek Jones Jr. route. Let the kid play. I mean, he too is 19. Mohamed Shabazz, big deal. No offense, Outcrop. I just mean, big deal. I mean, to me, it's like Okay, I would rather Tony Allen because I want the proven veteran defender in practice. I loved that idea about PJ Tucker defending Booker every practice. So yeah, no, in my opinion, just go with Derek Jones Jr. Hope, pray again that Reed does come back around Christmas or January and does get a couple months in, and can really prove that he can play. Gosh, yo, Mr. Rich, nice to see you. Yeah. So here's the thing. So you're saying need a tank again? They don't have to try. It's going to happen unless something freakish happens where all of a sudden this team just, all these young guys, and by all these I mean specifically Bender and Chris and then Josh Jackson, although you just have no idea what you're getting out of him, and then TJ and Warren. That these guys, and Warren is good, but they take a marked step forward this offseason. It's an inevitable tank. I mean, it's just, they're not even tanking. Just work your butt off. Bombo's combo of Nolan. Okay, well then if that's true, I don't want him. If that's literally true, I don't want him. What's up? And then sup, D Ward. So yeah, I mean, I would rather go with the Derek Jones Jr. route. Hold fort. Keep your fingers crossed when it comes to injuries. Hold fort. Let there be lineups of just small lineups, I guess. I mean, you could give Tyler Eulis, truthfully, I don't know why you couldn't play Eric Bledsoe at the 2 for a little bit. Let Tyler Eulis run the offense. Bledsoe needs to work on a shot anyway, so just give him a couple extra shots and not have to worry about running the offense. I mean, you've got a couple options there, and it's really not a big deal. And there's also the idea of moving, say, moving Chris to the 5, play Bender at the 4, move Josh Jackson to the 2, and put Warren at the 3. Because Josh Jackson can play 2 as well. So, I mean, you've got a couple options. You've got Mike James. You've got, you've got Jock. I really don't know what to expect from either of those guys. In fact, I don't expect hardly anything at all from them. So, from that perspective, then, anything they give us that's more than just kind of garbage minutes is sweet. So, I mean, you've got enough bodies that you can just fill in, and then just not expect anything on offense from the shooting guard, and then just make sure that if Devin Booker is off the court, then you just expect either Bledsoe or Eulis to get a ton of scoring, or Chris and Dragan to just score, and Jackson just score. So making threes from them just isn't a good percentage. Jock is a better shooter in the draft class. Ciao. No, we will more likely trade Bledsoe before the deadline. Ooh, I don't know if that's true. I honestly don't, because if you don't have a point guard of the future, why not just hold until next year? Unless you're going to get 2 unprotected first-round picks from a team that's, if you can get some sort of a Goran Dragic type package, which I just don't know if you're going to get, then, hold on to him. In my opinion, there's just no reason to trade him. In fact, he would be one of those players that in 2 years, I wouldn't be heartbroken if he was allowed to walk and the Suns didn't get anything from him. Assuming that there is, at that point, a point guard of the future drafted. If you get Doncic, and, Doncic's got to play all of the 2018-19 season and develop, and then by 2019-20, it's like, okay, Bledsoe's now gone. I'm fine with that. You want, obviously, something in return. There's no doubt about that, especially from somebody, like Eric Bledsoe, who does have value. I mean, he could walk at the age of, would it be 29 at that time? Sup, Mike? I'm sorry, sup, Mike. I got the K in there too many times. Something tells me that this person's just trying to mess with you guys. Oh, anyway. So, if you guys are watching on Periscope, that is. Dan is back. Heart's favorite retweet on Twitter. Be sure to comment. I'm wondering, can I see comments over here? If anybody commented, nobody's commenting. If you're watching on YouTube, comment. I've got it. I can see you guys. And again, share with friends. Let people know. Text people right now and say, yo, watch Valley of the Suns live. It's the best Suns show ever. Anyway, sup, you? Yup, slide. I don't know you. Nice to meet you. Okay. Oh, I just saw somebody just retweeted. Nice. Thanks, Steve. If Vlad does 23.77, we offer him the max. Ooh. Well, for starters, if you average 20, which is a 23.77, those are 3 career highs. So if he is career highing in 3 very important categories, and let's just presume he's healthy, do you offer him the max? Well, first off, you wouldn't offer the max this offseason. You would offer him the max after next year. By the way, I just got an update that Robbie Ray is perfect through 5 innings. So let's go. D-backs fans, let's go. See Bled Duncan. Oh, that was hilarious. So you wouldn't offer the max until next year. So I'd want to see him repeat and be healthy. And then, in all honesty, no. I wouldn't. Well, okay, so my opinion varies from where is the rest of the roster. Because remember, Booker gets his, I wish he could too. That point guard, 23-11, and even if it's not 7, let's just say 23-11 and 4, that's the point guard that I would give the max to. You trade him because the stock would never be high. Yeah, okay, you would trade him after next season, yes, that's for sure. But where's it going? Oh, so, my Bledsoe thought is after next season, let's see where the roster is. If the roster is still even 2 years away from beginning to be able to compete again, then no, I don't re-sign him. Now, if it looks like they're actually there, and let's say they draft Ayton or Bamba or, a power forward or center, and they don't draft Doncic, and they don't appear to have a point guard of the future in Ulis, which, because of size, I think a lot of people would be wary of, especially when you take into consideration Isaiah Thomas. He's not going to stick around, and he obviously couldn't stick around in Boston. He's not going to stick around in Cleveland by all presumption. And a player that small, it's like you really can't count on them to be a hardcore defender, which is really, you definitely want a point guard who can defend. But by the way, I keep noticing that I am not looking at the camera here on YouTube, so sorry over there. I would too, deloading, let the debook, why not go for deloading? And let the debook duo combo play? I don't know what that, what's deloading? You gotta explain that. So, now, if again after, D'Angelo Russell? Oh, I would have loved Russell. I really would have loved Russell. I wanted Russell. And that's the thing. If I could have replaced D'Angelo Russell with Eric Bledsoe, that I would do because of age. And their statistics, it appears in prime, will be very similar. So that I would have taken. I was bummed when he got traded to Brooklyn because I really thought the Suns might have a shot to get him. So maybe, the Nets let him go for some reason. He just, pushes his way out. If the Suns don't get Doncic in the draft or another relatively good point guard, then that would be really cool. I think that would be a really cool pickup. I don't know. He's still so young. He's got a lot of athletic and offensive ability to him. I would give him a shot, and especially at his age, he wouldn't hurt the franchise long term, even if you signed him to a bigger contract. I really don't think he would. See that whole, and Dub, I totally understand what you're saying. The whole no defense thing, in my opinion, it's a misnomer. They're obviously not great at defense. I really believe too that if Booker wants to be great, he will work on his defense, and I believe that he wants to be great. So and then you can always kind of fill in the gaps too. If you've got Josh Jackson as a lockdown small forward, and eventually Bender can hopefully turn into a lockdown power forward, and you've got to consider, you can lose a point guard defensively if you have a system behind him defensively and enough defensive. Sup, Polar Bear? Polar Beard? Polar Bear? I really have actually never know. When does Len start talk? We're not going to talk Len. Did I say we're going to talk Len? We might talk Len. We could talk Len. We don't have to. I wanted to talk Allen Williams. No. We'll get there. But you can really kind of fill in those gaps there. So I would give D'Angelo Russell a shot. Again, that's now speculation, but look how. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I love it. Oh, Len. We'll talk Allen Williams. If you guys saw my post, that's the only reference to Len I want to talk about. So yeah, that's all I'm saying is I would wait until after this year, and if it looks like the Suns are pushing to be in contention a lot more quickly, and if you said China before, Dub, and if they aren't able to draft a Doncic or a relative point guard, then I would extend Bledsoe. But if it looks like they're a few years off, I wouldn't. So, all right. The other really big news, you don't offer him 3 at 36. Well, if he would take 3 for 36, but that's probably awfully low. He'd probably get more than that on the open market, and I think his agent would be wise. Oh, wait a second. Are you saying Len, or are you talking Bledsoe? So, I need to know that. Another news, Cavs might get Boogie. No, that was fake. Come on, they're not getting Boogie. Yes, Jalen. For Len, no. 3 and 36 not for Len anymore. I thought that was going to be the going rate. And believe me, I wasn't the only person to think that. You guys might not have, but anyway. Trust me, he's there. He's supposed to come out this year. Yes, they are. But, all right, so the other big news, I don't know what Jalen Hands is. The other big news that came out this week is that, excuse me, a little bit of dinner, is that LaVar Ball said that Steve Nash is slow, and actually, what was the other word? That Steve Nash is a point guard. LaVar Ball, what was the other word? It was LaVar Ball, Steve Nash. That Ball is short. Excuse me, that Steve Nash is short and slow. We have to talk ball. I want to know, you guys tell me. Tell me. What do you really think about LaVar Ball? I want to know. Something tells me I'm not alone in my opinion. The dude is a schmuck. And, yeah, he's doing LaVar things. And what I have been bugging about on social media is that I cannot stand that the media asks him questions. Why does he deserve a mic? I would rather hear from, honestly, Bill Gates about basketball than LaVar Ball. So, honestly, he's a schmuck. Can't use the four-letter word. I do appreciate that. We have children watching. He is looking for attention. Then why does he get it? Now, here's the thing. I don't think that I'm giving him attention here. This is totally secondary. And if really all he's looking for in his ego is just, oh, people are talking about me. No, he's looking for money. I know. And the 2K18 thing bugs me so much. Why do they celebrate this guy? And I'm sure you guys heard a couple weeks ago that you can buy, quote-unquote, Big Baller brand shoes on 2K. Who does this? I mean, seriously, who does this? I want Lonzo Ball to fail so bad, but I want that because he's a Laker. I don't know the kid personally. Now, maybe the ball... Oh, I just punned that. No pun intended. Maybe the ball doesn't fall far from the tree, and maybe Lonzo and Lacutus and Laquisha, or whatever their names are, they're all just really good kids, and it's just like, oh, it's just our dad. But, if Lonzo in particular, who I advocated for the longest time for the Suns to draft if they had that position to, deflate the ball. If they are schmucks like LaVar, I'm gonna hate them. I'm just gonna hate them so much, and I only want to hate them because they're Lakers. I don't want to hate them personally because, who am I to judge? I really do think that, but at the same time, this guy is just so annoying, and now he's in my video game. So a piece of LaVar Ball is gonna be in my home. In a way, they're rich now thanks to his mouth. I know. Well, they would have been rich anyway. I mean, if Alonzo was great enough, he was going to get a great shoe deal. I think LaVar was hanging with Lamar. Oh, that dude's so better than Suns. You and I agreed. Suns didn't want to deal with him. No, I'm so happy LaVar is in California. And I was tweeting with dual. Gonna make a dual archetype in 18. If by dual archetype you mean that fans, please check this out. 10th K. Wow. Boy, I'm getting updates from Robbie Ray at the D-backs Dodgers. This is awesome. I always create myself in the form of Jason Kidd. Like playmaker sharpshooter. Yeah. Well, although Kidd wasn't a sharpshooter, I am always a sharpshooter. I create myself in the form of Jason Kidd. And I have... So when the Suns got him in 97, I was 13, 14. So I mean, in my formative NBA years... agent. That's hilarious. In my formative childhood years, I said NBA years, Jason Kidd was the superstar in town. It was Kidd and Penny. I mean, I remember Backcourt 2000 like it was yesterday. And so I always create myself in the form of Kidd. So, that's just how I do it. But so Oh, I loved Penny. I really did. Orlando Penny, yeah. Said, sup, J-Bob? Little kid got Lambo in his own shoe. Oh, I know. I know. Hey, you know what? They won the genetic lottery. Good for them. I don't hold that against them. I hold pompous assness against people. I don't hold being blessed against anybody. Maybe that's the new way to go up. I can't imagine that's the new way. That's just, and if it is, it's just so disappointing. It's just the worst. It's the absolute worst because it's just garbage. It's just trash, and it's a trashy way of self-promotion. It's a trashy way of proving your worth, in my opinion. It's definitely a trash. It hurts a name, in my opinion. I hope his youngest son can't play in college because of it. Isn't that the middle, or is that the youngest? Is that the? I don't remember. But trash sells, and it's sad, and it's true. That is true. So once again, hearts, retweet, like. Love you guys. This is so much fun. Mello is the youngest. So then he's the one with the shoes. See, I don't even pay attention that much. And we got off topic because this topic was supposed to be about the comment about Steve Nash, specifically. And obviously, we know that comment is trash because Steve Nash is a generational point guard. He redeveloped... Yeah, oh, that's right. He re-energized, he revolutionized, he redeveloped the fast-paced game in the NBA. If you guys remember that before Steve Nash, I'm literally speaking to the choir here. Like, it's as if somehow I'm going to convince this schmuck over here. But what do you mean? What I think about him? I'd like him to be traded. I'd like to see him actually try and have the opportunity to succeed somewhere. I don't hate Carmelo at all. But I mean, if you guys remember the NBA before 7 seconds or less, it was slow. It was drudging. I was actually going through some stats yesterday for a post that I'm going to be turning out in the next, hopefully this month. It's going to be a long one to research for. And I was looking at the lowest scoring games in NBA history. Like the bottom three post shot clock were all in the late 90s, early 2000s. That era of just slow basketball and horrible shooting before Nash. I mean, why can't we get him? And I mean, why would you want him? I mean, I wouldn't want him now. Sup, Young Boost? I can't imagine a thing Nash couldn't. Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, Robbie Ray's perfect game is off. But, the game was just so slow. And I actually was watching highlights of, it was the Chicago Bulls versus the Miami Heat. And Dan Marley was on this Miami Heat team where the Bulls scored 49 points in regulation. I mean, just unbelievable. And that was, I think, the year 2000. And so then the following year, Marley was retires in Phoenix. Sup, Alex? So, I mean, Steve Nash revolutionized the game, but no, he's short and slow. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I love to have him if you... Fair enough, but we at the Valley's Sons of Left... Lucas, I couldn't see... I couldn't catch what that was. So, LaVar... LaVar... I'm really going to try to never, ever bring him up again. I just wanted to bring him up because of Nash. All right, so we had a request to talk about Alex Len. So I don't want to talk about Len. I want to talk about Alan Williams. If you saw my post from yesterday is when it was released. If Nash is short and slow, I want to be short and slow. Exactly. No, I will never, ever watch a television show on the Ball family. Ever. Never, ever. So I really... who isn't, should we prepare to make a move? You guys will be the first ones we talk to. Should we prepare to make... Okay, something was going on Twitter right now. I'm being tagged in, and I'm seeing, these updates, but I have no idea what it's about. So I'm just going to ignore them for right now. So we all here in the Valley of the Suns, that's you and myself and everybody else, we all love Alan Williams, the homegrown... I mean, he grew up a Suns fan. In fact, if I saw correctly, he got his first jersey at the age of 9 and was a Suns fan ever since. I mean, he's living our dream. So we have the opportunity in a way to live vicariously through him. He just got a big first-year contract. So it's just... I want to see... I love this kid. I want to see Alan Williams play so much. I really do. And so, I will stand by that the Suns, if Len is willing to accept that qualifying offer, they need to re-sign him. You have to. You just have to do him. That would be hilarious if that were the real John McCain, but I know it's not. He's got a ton of heart. Think of the hearts. Speaking of retweeting likes. But the difference being is that I believe strictly because of energy, strictly because of development over the last year, that Alan Williams deserves to start the season immediately in an early rotational role. You know, he shouldn't be a starter because I think he's the perfect kind of guy off the bench. In many ways, a lot like Zebo was for Memphis the past couple of years. I think he's perfect in that role. Sup, Zappy? Now, whereas presuming that Alex Len still does re-sign, and again, if he's willing to accept the QO, you take it. You take Alex Len at 4.2 or 4.5 million. Sup, Boots? But I think he needs to earn, which this is a 180 for my opinion last year. I think he needs to earn any minutes he gets. I think he starts out of the bottom of the bench. I want them to instill in him a burning fire and passion to play. And if he doesn't show it, he doesn't play. Oh, I forgot to move my mouse. So YouTube still, I think it's still streaming. Yeah, everything just went whoop. So if Alex Len, yeah, we're still streaming. If Alex Len, if he resigns, he needs to just burn and develop that desire to play. And so he does not come on the court until it's just like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to work my butt off. When did he? I don't really think that he did. Now, you know, I see flashes from him, but it is just so inconsistent. And I just, okay, but now here's the other thing. Here's where my problem comes from. He is doing the right thing for him, Alex Len, go Bucks. He's doing the right thing for Alex Len right now by not re-signing. They are hoping, they know that the Suns would not match a big offer from, you know, from another team. So they are hoping and praying, he and his agents and his family, whoever, they're hoping and praying, sup Dave, that that there's an injury, a season-ending injury to a center on another team, and out of desperation they say, hey, you know, Len, we'll pay you $8-10 million for this year. You know, just come play for us. Because the Suns probably won't match that. They just go, okay, see ya. So he's being the capitalist that he needs to be, and I don't fault him for that. However, hypothetically, until that qualifying offer is pulled, sup troops, he needs to. Excuse me. That my point was that that could stretch, that perspective, that willingness to wait could literally stretch into training camp, and could potentially stretch as far into the preseason, depending on what he is willing to give up and what he's willing to miss, at the hope of striking the lottery, you know, rich by having an injury somewhere else. He might have, yeah, no, that's true. So, well, maybe not. I don't know. I think the Lakers are setting themselves up to be able to go after a couple big names, and they don't want to have Len. You know, that's why they got rid of that other guy, moved him to Brooklyn. But so that's just what he's hoping for. Oh, okay. We're getting some comments over here on YouTube, and I see somebody said I love BBB. Okay, that's fine. All right. So just Len has been, yes, but overall Len has been at this point, and this is where what has changed my mind is that I feel like at this point Len should have just taken the qualifying offer. He doesn't owe the Suns anything, but in a way he owes a professional courtesy, if you will, that the Suns used a top 5 lottery pick on him. They've spent a lot of money trying to develop him. He has not developed into the kind of center that they were hoping, that anybody was hoping for. And so, in a sense, he was given this entire summer, which, as of today, is now over. He has been given this entire summer to try to strike it rich. At this point, just sign the QO, focus on Phoenix, show that your heart and your mind is here, and play this year out. And if you earn those minutes, and if you prove that you are worth a long-term, large contract, A, you'll be unrestricted, so you don't even have to worry about what the Suns offer, and B, the Suns will do that. You know, they will make that offer. And if they don't, fine, you move on. But at this point, I mean, he could stretch this on for another month, easy. And to me, that bothers the heck out of me, which is why I almost feel like Suns just let him go. Which, again, in a sense they have, because, you know, they're not making a big deal about it. I mean, they celebrated Alan Williams' signing, I mean, which they should have, and so I mean, they've kind of been ignoring Alex Len. He is just sitting out there. I think they kind of assume he's going to come back no matter what, but you know, in the end, I don't know that they think that he's the future. They just, like me, you give him one more year, you take that last year of control at a very minimal cost, and you just see, you know, you just run with it. But I want the Suns to focus on Alan Williams. I want him to immediately start this season as a front rotational player. I want him to get in 25 minutes every game starting game 1 without hesitation. And I want Alex Len to earn his minutes, because I feel like right now he's just burning the Suns when he should be signed. He should be signed already. If there is another injury, there's not even guarantee that another team offers him a contract that would be worth his time, nor in terms of, you know, long term, nor is there any guarantee that the Suns wouldn't match it. You know, so you never know. Kurt Bowen says, I think Len needs more minutes. Is he even playing basketball anywhere? Right now, no. No. Earn will be somewhere else next year. Very good. Very true. Some good prospects in the draft. Yeah, well, that's the thing. We can talk about that for a brief second. They are still prospects, though. That's the thing. Those are still players that, like Len, I mean, granted, Len was never like an all... He was in the ACC, if I'm correct, you can correct me. He was never an all-ACC guy. Am I incorrect? Did he start at Maryland? I guess he did. You know, but he wasn't like, you know, a great player. But I remember vividly the week of the draft, there was a thought that he could go number 1. It would have been a reach, but it would have only been a slight one since he went 5th. So he was really good. You know, so it wasn't like this you know, nobody that the Suns reached on. I mean, he was going to be a top 5 player. And if nothing else, he's going to be top 7 or 8. So if you take him 5th, it's like, okay, big deal. You know, so he has worth and value, but I just, at this point, I am Alan Williams all the way. Yeah, oh yeah, and Anthony Bennett. Everyone else is working out and playing pickup games. Okay, so Kurt, as far as I understand, he has been working out here in Phoenix. So I have seen that. And they said that he was working on his shooting, as I understand. This was about 2 months ago. But if I recall correctly, they said he was working on his shooting and his post-up game. So I don't know, like, with whom. I don't know if he's playing, you know, pickup games with the players. I don't know if he's allowed because he's not signed. But as I understand it, he was in Phoenix, you know, at, what's the arena called now? I still call it the AWA. And, you know, so he was putting in some work here. So you definitely desperately need an answer to what? What was that? I've been resetting. What's the question? Sorry. I'm looking right now. Ask it one more time. Right now. I'm looking. I'm staring. It's me and you. It's me and you. I do. Let's give the delay a little bit of chance. Okay, so long as he's working. Yeah, he is definitely working out. Why isn't Williams to start over Chris and Bender at 4? He is more proven. Okay, so I think it's fairly simple. Earl Watson's the head coach. But more than that, to copy everything. Dude, they're either trying to get at you or it's some sort of a bot. Just ignore them. We get those. We get those on occasion. So I actually think that Alan Williams is best suited skill-wise to be a backup. He is smaller. There's no doubt about that. He's a double-double machine. But think about it. Marquise Chris should be as well, but Chris is also built a lot more like a more traditional starting center or power forward / center. So I think I really put Alan Williams in that Zebo kind of category, where you get those. They have to be, yeah, Steve. Where you get those, that energetic post game. Okay, so let's say for the sake of argument that Alan Williams starts. What energy are they getting off the bench? Marquise Chris doesn't bring energy. He brings fouls. And truthfully, now that he's started 75 games his rookie year, if he suddenly started coming off the bench, you really think he's going to be happy? You're going to have a Marquise Chris issue there. Oh, I'm famous. Keep those hearts coming. Bottom up then. I have an opinion on that tomorrow, Josie. I really do. You'll get that at 6 a.m. tomorrow on Facebook and Twitter. Well, it's not. I don't answer that question in particular, but I do talk about the head coaching situation and what's next there. So have you put Chris at the 5? Have to put Chris. Supposedly that is the Suns' goal, is to put Chris at the 5 eventually. And obviously that'll depend on how long Tyson Chandler is here. If you draft, Ayton or Bamba or somebody else. And then also if, Alex Len is signed here. There's some variables there. So supposedly they do want to push Marquise Chris into the center role, but right now he is too small, and he is a lot like Dragan Bender. They're just not built. Their body just isn't putting on muscle mass yet. Yeah, Bagley or Porter, blah 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 blah. There's options that won't happen this year. Really, is what it is. He's listed at 6'10". Am I incorrect? 6'10". Yeah, 6'10", according to Wikipedia. So, so that, if that is going to happen, unless it's, and to be honest, you guys remember, and I could retweet this if you wanted, my July 4th, let's revolutionize the offense post. I think that is the winning offense. And for the players that the Suns already have. I don't like how Chris is putting on his weight. Yeah, he's going back to Dragan Bender. He's had one too many hamburgers. Have we ever had Stat at the 5? Stat played 5. And, Mike D'Antoni said within the past couple of years that one of the things that he thinks hurt the Suns was that, unlike the Golden State Warriors, who played Draymond at the 5 on occasion, D'Antoni was afraid of playing Marion at the 5. And he goes, they probably should have. Chris, as he in his last minute, should have kept Chris? Too many expectations. What do you mean? Maybe we should have kept Chris? I don't understand. Maybe we should have. Let me get back over here. So, yeah, eventually Chris will end up at the 5, presumably. Again, who is the 4? Marion definitely could have played the 5. Who is the 4 in there? It would have been Stat. So if you'd had Marion at the 5, you'd have had Stoudemire at the 4, and then, maybe if they are looking at that kind of lineup, which they obviously didn't, maybe then they look at drafting or bringing another small forward. In fact, Joe Johnson, that first year, maybe they could have done that, as he was last season. His team was power forward, Jonah. Okay, for sure. So maybe what would have been 04 or 05? Maybe in that situation, you could have Merritt at the 5. You could have had Stat at the 4. You could have had Joe Johnson at the 3. You could have had maybe Barbosa at the 2 and Nash at the 1. So you've had, boy, that team could have flown. Oh, and then, when they had Tim Thomas the following year, without Stat, though, and that was the problem. I don't know if that would work. You could have had Kurt Thomas, and then Tim Thomas at the 3, and then Shawn Merritt at the 4. I was just going to say, I want to make sure that. So, and then when he was back, the body language for Chris is definitely, Chris's body language is oh, man. Oh, it's 7 o'clock already? We'll go a few more minutes. We'll give you a little bit of overtime. When are we signing Tony Allen on your deal? Hopefully soon. Tim Thomas was at the 5 and for a few months. He played 5? I don't remember him playing the 5. Because they had Kurt Thomas. Yeah, well, you guys are 2 hours ahead of us. So anyway, just going all the way back, Alan Williams. That's true. Well, I did not recall that. But Alan Williams, I think, is best in a Zebo backup role. I'll look that up today. Then they came within 1 game of. They were a team that came within 1 game of the finals, not the playoffs. So real quick, speaking of Stat, I have 2 more things I want to hit. Let's do some rapid fire. Speaking of Stat, he won a championship in the Israeli basketball league. It has another name. I think it's the Israeli Premier League. And so that's really cool. I wrote a post about that yesterday. That, finally, or maybe that was released this morning. I set these things a couple days in advance, guys. So sorry, Alan should get started. Will we retire his jersey? Stoudemire, yes. And I'm hoping it's 10 in Florida. Yes, he did retire. I'm hoping that that Marion is this year. It would be cool if they did Marion and Stat in the same year, but they'd probably do Marion this year and then Stat next year. I'd also love. I'll be curious if they do like an all Suns team and bring all the best guys back. Do one of those things. Just kind of announce their all Suns team like I did my all Suns team last week. But so Stat wins the title in the Israeli Premier League. I might be butchering the league name, but that's, that's what it is. So finally, of the triumvirate of Nash, Marion, Stoudemire, they now all three have titles. Obviously, Marion got one on the court because the Suns didn't want to pay him what New York was willing to pay him. Now that's the short and long of it. Remember, he only had one good year in New York, and then his knees failed him. Yeah, it's 100%. But the Suns were willing to offer him a long-term deal. I believe it was 3 years, but it was a lot less money because they didn't trust his knees. He had one spectacular year. Yeah, exactly, 100 million reasons. He had one spectacular year in New York where people are going, oh, man, why is he gone? And then there goes those knees, and they went out, and he just, just sunk. He and Carmelo were never the duo they were hoping them to be. But, so... obviously Marion won a title with Dallas. He nearly missed out on one, or he did miss out on one. He nearly won a second one with Cleveland when Golden State won their first title. And then he retired and didn't get it the next year. And then, obviously, Nash won a ring as a part-time coach last year with Golden State. And now, as of this year, or as of 2 days ago, Amar'e Stoudemire has won a title in Israel. So they're now all champions. And, of course... if you add Leandro Barbosa as kind of the fourth wheel of that group, he got his title with Golden State in 15. Won titles of the teams. Yeah, no, it does suck. Who knows? Maybe Mike D'Antoni is next. I feel like we do a good job of trading people at the right time, like Nash and Stat. Well, again, they didn't trade Stat. They let him walk. And Nash, though, that was a good trade. We got a lot out of him. He was 38 when they traded him. They still got two picks for him, so... if Mike wins, I wouldn't be pissed off. I mean, they've got, that team now. I mean, they were able to stack that team in a way that the Suns couldn't. The Suns, if the Suns could have stacked their team, I mean, obviously, Sarver blamed finances on, well, no, Sarver didn't. A lot of people blamed finances on Joe Johnson not re-signing, but, they never really had an opportunity to just go grab another superstar. And so, had they been able to do that the way the Golden State Warriors have, the way Cleveland does, the way Houston just did, that'd be one thing. But I wouldn't be pissed, honestly, if he did. Oh, it's totally. And the economics of it are different. I mean, the way the league allows this to happen, And IT, we could have had him 5 or 45 million. Oh, I know. Okay, now that was the problem. That was the issue. But... yeah, anyway. So, yeah, and then, those four, I would not be upset. I'm also a James Harden fan because, I'm a Sun Devil. So, I wouldn't be upset if they won a title. And truthfully, I don't want Golden State to win because I hate Kevin Garnett. And I don't want Cleveland to win because I don't want Cleveland to win. So, I'm pulling for Houston. Give me James Harden. And Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni did nothing wrong. I want Doncic. I'm going to go against myself and say I want to draft a point guard, even though I always say never draft a point guard. Now, granted, I want to see 1 year of him, but, my opinion could very well change over this year. But right now, I'm going to say Doncic. Yeah, they need an injury for sure. They absolutely need an injury, but, And then last rapid fire. Oh, it was ESPN. I want CP3 to win. Yeah. Oh, yeah, CP3, I mean, I've got nothing against him either. I really hope that if Houston wants him back after next season, that they do keep him. Keeping the Suns. I want him to stay around. We need 2 top 5 picks. Oh, that would be insane, Kurt. I don't know how to pull that off. If there's a way to get that Brooklyn pick from Cleveland, which in all honesty, it's already been talked about nationally. I wrote that post a couple days ago. As soon as that trade went down, I said, there is a way to get that pick. They just have to be in the right place at the right time. And they need the right situation with Cleveland to develop. But there is a way to get that pick if they're willing to give it up. And then nationally, I heard on ESPN, NBA guys going, if they want to try to win now, they have to trade that pick and get somebody in this year. So that would be... Check out the post. I can retweet that tonight. I'll add that to the list. I'll retweet that tonight. Brooklyn trade. I'll add that to the list, and I'll retweet that as soon as we're done here. And check it out. I lined up there 4 or 5 different ways. Oh, cool, man. Thanks, Kurt. See, Kurt read it, you guys. Come on. What's up? There's just ways, and I do think see, and supposedly, they're shopping the pick. Supposedly, it's not a building block piece. It's a win now piece. They want to try to keep LeBron, and if they can win a title and still have the pieces in place to win it again next year, and not have to worry about developing somebody, then he might, hang around for another year or two, and that's all they want. There's no way. Yeah, you got me. You got me, man. So, there's just no way that they can develop a player for the next 5 years and hope that they need a win now. I jumped over here to give myself. Oh, no, it's all good, dude. It's all good. I love it. I see people are watching, so you're not alone. We would have to swing a 3-player deal. Yeah, we would have to swing a 3-player. Oh, LeBron in San Antonio. Get out of here, Bucks. Okay, so last point, rapid fire, and then we're going to end this edition. It'll be tough, I think. Okay, but let's say that's even 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I'll take it because let's say the Suns' pick is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and that pick is 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. You can still package that up and maybe can still trade up to 3rd, 2nd, or even 1st, depending. So it's, there are options. I do think there are options. So last thing I wanted to hit on is that ESPN rated the Suns' offseason a freaking C. They gave the Suns' offseason a C. And they did that because the Suns didn't waste money. They didn't trade for Kyrie Irving. Good. They didn't trade, they've got a bevy of picks. They didn't trade in those. Good. Don't waste those. Don't waste those assets. Let them develop. And they still got the player they wanted all along, Josh Jackson. So it would be an F if we do anything. It should be an F. Well, no, but we got wasting Cousins for a year. I don't know. If he wants to sign here as an unrestricted free agent next year, I'm glad we didn't trade anything for him. And there's a chance, especially if you have Bledsoe, going full circle back to the original, or the second, there's the original topic. If you want to re-sign Bledsoe, bring in Boogie. That's at least, or if you want to sign Boogie, re-sign Bledsoe. So, imagine next year, hypothetically, you get, I don't know, Ayton. I'm just going to throw the name out there because he can play power forward. You get Ayton, you draft, you trade, or excuse me, you sign an unrestricted free agency to DeMarcus Cousins, and now, you've got a nice little core. If somehow in the world you can get that Brooklyn pick and you have 2 top 5, 2 top 10 picks, and then you can sign Boogie, now you're doing what Boston was hoping to do the past 5 years and just can never do anything. Suns never do anything rash. They're playing ultra-conservative, but that is okay right now, in my opinion. That is okay. I am okay with them not wasting. I would have been psyched if they had got Kyrie and not traded Josh Jackson or Devin Booker. That I would have been very happy with. But other than that, you never know. Okay, so if let's say for the sake of argument, LA, this whole Paul George LA thing is false and he tests for agency with the Suns to the max and goes, I'll play with Booker, I'll take that, hell yeah, in a heartbeat. So you really just never know. We don't know what's going to become available in a year. What's going to change? I don't think he leaves. I hope he stays in Oklahoma City, by the way. I want to see OKC succeed. I want to see Russell Westbrook succeed. I don't want to see Paul George jump ship and then all of a sudden, go to L.A. and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Russell can go to L.A. and boom, now they've got them and LeBron and blah, 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 blah. When the Suns make the playoffs, I'll be 22. Dub, how old are you? You'll be 22? How old are you? Would have left here. Oh, Paul George? Yeah, he probably doesn't stay if the Suns are traded for him. And that's the thing. I don't want to trade those assets on a risk of a player leaving. And that's why I was okay with them not going after Kyrie. Honestly. Oh, okay, you're only 18. There we go. So 22, so 20. Yeah, so the year 22. 21? 22. It would be the year 22. Suns are making the playoffs next season. Yeah, right. That was good timing. I don't know if that was intentional. That was good timing. So, I would love to see them go after Boogie next year. I would love to see them make a run at Paul George. We make the playoffs in 18-19. Depending on what they do, it's entirely plausible. I won't say possible. Oh, we're totally so far off topic here. Just briefly. So they gave it the Suns a C. That's just such a bogus. It's just so silly. 15 games, baby. Hey, I'll take that, Polar. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the 8th seed. We have cap forward. So they would have the cap. All you have to do if you want to sign DeMarcus Cousins next year is get rid of Tyson Chandler. Boom, you've got the cap. So, you know, if you're able to get rid of Cousins, excuse me, if you're able to get rid of Chandler and Dudley, and I say get rid of, those are two of my top 3 favorite players. What's my official wins prediction? I don't have an official one yet. I think it'll be in the 30s. But give me time. I will come out with an official prediction for the entire league at some point in the next month. I haven't put enough thought into it yet, but I think it'll be in the 30s. I really do. What's up, Kevin? So it'll be above 30. I'm gonna say if the over under is 30, I say over. Oh yeah, they could easily be a legit play for Boogie. Because who knows? Maybe other teams don't want him. Bledsoe, Booker, and JJ. Some good pitch for Cousins. I agree. Which official one? Oh, we're getting that again. You believe to where I should take. You believe to where I should take the over in Vegas? Yes, I do think you should take the over in Vegas. What would you? Was it with you in the 30s? I just think it's possible. We did talk about Booker playing in the pickup game this past week. Lenke's 336 here. What's up, Kirk? I didn't see Booker playing a pickup game, but I did see Bledsoe dunk over his wife, and I thought that was adorable and hilarious. And I'm glad she obviously took Booker killed Hoodie Mello. Hoodie Mello? I thought it was adorable, and I'm glad that his wife, you know, was obviously taking it in stride, and it's funny. And I thought that hashtag was funny. In fact, wish we had stolen Kristaps from Phil Jackson draft night, swap picks in New York, and got Dennis Smith. Oh, Kurt. Now, that would have been amazing. But obviously, the Knicks weren't letting Porzingis go. Phil or no Phil. Bledsoe is a trend now. That's awesome. Yes, he is. Melo was in his hoodie. Oh, well, I mean, Melo's still a great player. I keep forgetting the blood is athletic. Oh, man. He was in a dunk contest. Bledsoe was in a dunk contest? I don't think so. I don't think that Eric Bledsoe was in a dunk contest. Anyway, and if he was, tweet it at me. Bled at 1, Booker at 2, Hoodie Mello 3, Hoodie Mello, Josh 4, the instant playoffs. We don't need No, we don't need KP because we've got Dragan Bender. All right, so he was in the 2013 Slam Dunk Contest. I'm looking this up. 2009. We gotta go. NBA Slam Dunk Contest. Wikipedia. All Stars, Rising Challenge, Shooting Stars, Slam Dunk. Well, what do you know? How did I forget about that? I'm going to watch that tonight. I'm definitely going to watch that tonight. I swear to you, I have no idea. Yeah, no, Bledsoe is crazy athletic. That is fabulous. I had no idea. And Gerald Green, too. So it's Green and Bled. Bled obviously had a bad first dunk. So he only got 2 dunks. Because he got a bad first. He only got 39. A score of 39. But then he got a perfect 50 on his second dunk. I'm going to have to look this up. So that's kind of unfortunate. No, it says he got 1. Because he didn't get a... He only got a total of 89. And in the West, Jeremy Evans made it to the final against Terrence Ross, who it appears won it. And it was a Twitter vote. And I actually remember that. I do remember... Or text voting, or whatever it was. It was Terrence Ross of Toronto. No, Green actually finished in 1, 2, tie. He was in 4th, if you consider that, or 5th, if you consider that Terrence Ross finished with 99 points, Jeremy Evans with 90. Yeah, it was before the surgeries. Jeremy Evans with 90. Bledsoe and Kenneth Faried with 89, and then Gerald Green had 82. Gerald Green had a perfect 50 in his first dunk, and then something happened. He only had a 32 in his second. So... I don't like that slam dunk contest. I don't like that. That's who we need is Green. Yeah, it was the West versus East thing. So and I don't like that. And the way they did it, you only got 2 dunks and lame. 3, 6, 9, 12. No, I'll bust out my fortune jersey. We're gonna open tonight. Nice. All right, so. Thank you so much. This has been Valley of the Suns live, the weekly edition. We talked so much tonight. We got young Green and Derek Jones. We've got a better player than Green and Derek Jones, I believe. And I want to see him play a lot, too. Another great show. Thank you so much. I believe that I'm going to have a guest on next week, a guest host, a co-host. I'm psyched for that. Looking forward to that. You guys are the best. I do this for you. If it weren't for you guys watching, I would still just talk to myself in the mirror, only I wouldn't be having a conversation. I would just literally be rambling on and on for an hour and 15 minutes. So, once again, please like, please retweet, please share. When I put this into a post, please send this to your friends. Son's in 2039. You'll be 48, something like that. 58. You do it for 3 and 36. Stop it. I would do this for 3 years, 36 million. I would do this every day for $36 million over 3 years. Had Ben Wallace, the coaching stuff. That would be kind of cool. I'd like to see that. I look forward to another show on cable. Hey, it's going to be a cable event. It's going to be a pay-per-view cable event a la Mayweather. People are going to be paying $100 just to watch this show for an hour. And trust me, it'll be more exciting. There'll be more punches thrown than Mayweather has ever thrown in his career. So please, like, retweet. Remember, follow us on YouTube. Watch the YouTube channel. These are now going to be... good night, everybody. This is who are already leaving. I just find a link online, not spending $100. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You'll just find the Periscope stream. Which I'm not going to lie. I thought, I wonder if this, the Mayweather fight the other day was on Periscope, and I searched, and they had that thing locked down. And I don't ever watch Periscope outside of this show, so I have no idea, how people were finding it, but I didn't. And I'm not going to lie. I gave it a shot for about 12 seconds, and then when everything's locked down, I'm like, I'm over it. Anyway, so we will be back next week. Oh, everything's falling apart here. See, I didn't even think of watching on Instagram. We'll be back next week unless we have breaking news. Of course, check out 6 a.m. tomorrow morning my post about coaching, and I would love to know your opinions on that. Please share your opinions on Twitter, and so forth. And please like, share, retweet. Yada, yada, yada. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/PhoenixSunsBlog, Twitter at Valley of the Suns, and now on YouTube at Valley of the Suns. Please subscribe to our channel. Oh, I do need that. I'm going to go turn it on. Josh Jackson is healthy. Hopefully we didn't just jinx that. I'm knocking on wood as we speak. It was on YouTube the day after. No, it should be on YouTube immediately. So anyway, thank you for the hearts. I love you all. I will see you in a week. Good night and go Suns. And now I say goodbye